Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your dose of zombies news from the game and community here on COD Zombies HQ. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We've got a nice and quick show for you guys, so let's get right into it. A post went up on Activision's official blog today talking about the Black Ops 4 Zombies Comic-Con panel that was held 2 days ago, and within it they talked about some new information about BO4 zombies, and some of it direct from Jason Blundell. I thought you guys might get a kick out of this quote from Jason Blundell talking about Blood of the Dead, and specifically how the timeline of zombies is different in that map. He says, quote, "The timeline is not entirely complete. The pages of the Chronorium can change and challenge your expectations. It's a real battle to keep the story on tracks, and that's part of the fun of it." So again, confirming the Chronorium and the timeline has been changed as of Blood of the Dead, so definitely they have the ability to go in any kind of direction they want with it. I'm excited to see where they'll take us. Now moving on to the second bit of the article. This is probably the second most interesting piece of Black Ops 4 Zombies news, right behind the mind-blowing Blood of the Dead intro cutscene. To come out of this Comic-Con panel, I'm gonna read you this quote and then we'll talk about it afterwards. First, there will be factions in Black Ops 4 Zombies, complete with their own quests and narratives. These factions will add another dimension to the story, as players can choose to side with the Bloodfaith, Tempest Novi, Dustborn, or the First Legion. Blundell added that these factions will add a new layer to the zombies experience, saying, quote, "Who do you stand with and what does that mean as you progress along that path?" So there you have it, we are getting something called factions within Black Ops 4 Zombies. Again, the four being Bloodfaith, Tempest Novi, Dustborn, and the First Legion. In terms of what actual effects these factions will have on our gameplay, they're saying here that the actual faction you choose will have their own quests and narratives. Usually when they talk about quests within zombies, the developers mean main Easter eggs, or Easter eggs that actually have you doing something, specific objectives within the maps. That's their quests. So could this mean that depending on which faction you choose, there will be a different Easter egg associated with those factions whenever you play the map that you can complete? Furthermore, we gotta ask, do you choose like this faction at the start when you enter zombies? Can you change factions between games? Do they have their own special benefits? We don't know yet, but this definitely does add another dimension of complexity to Black Ops 4 Zombies. Another big question is this going to be specifically for the new story, the Chaos story, or are they going to bring factions into the Ether story, into Blood of the Dead and Classified? I have a feeling that they're going to implement this faction system exclusively for the new story, for the Chaos story, as the lore behind these factions are probably going to be tied to characters and events within that new story, and probably have no relation to any of our characters in the classic Ether story. So we'll have to wait and see what they decide to do with this. I would love to know what faction sounds the most interesting to you guys. Let me know down in the comments. Bloodfaith, Tempest Novi, Dustborn, or the First Legion. For me, the First Legion sounds like the most epic. That's probably the one I'd tend to. And moving on to our last story of the day, we got more information about the special weapons that we're able to equip to our characters within the new Chaos storyline within the maps Voyage of Despair and 9. With these 4 items, which you can see on your screen now, the first being the Chakram of Vengeance, which seems to be some kind of throwable object that ricochets off different zombies. Secondly, we've got the Hammer of Valhalla, which seems like when you actually swing it and you hit zombies, it helps restore the health of yourself and the teammates around you. So if you took some damage while you're going in for the melee kill, this would actually restore all that health instantly. Thirdly, we've got the Scepter of Ra, which is a big staff that shoots out a constant beam that can hurt zombies and also revive your teammates from a distance. And lastly, we have something called the Viper and Dragon, where it seems like it's almost like an akimbo weapon, where on one hand you have some kind of ranged weapon, and on the other you have a melee weapon. So that seems pretty good as well. It seems like out of all these weapons, I think the Scepter of Ra sounds the most, it probably looks the most interesting to me. I'm not 100% sure whether these items are actually going to be exclusive to the characters using them, or if you can mix and match which special weapon you want to go into the game with. But that wraps up today's news, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We've still got a lot more zombies news to talk about very, very soon, so I'll see you with another zombies video tomorrow. Peace out.